to see people with conspiracy theories and you learn like, wow, some of this stuff online is not real. Like the idea that they played a recording of Prince in the courtroom
I was
and
just
he
going to
like
ask you about that. I saw the post about no, the ghost of Prince wasn't in the courtroom, right? Like, what's that about?
just I was it's not uncommon to get annoying DMs, but like it was like a few text messages, a few DMs of people being like, did they really play the ghost of Prince, like a tape of Prince talking about Diddy parties? And like, first of all, like they wouldn't use a tape player. It would be an audio file and they would like go into Microsoft like what the fuck are you talking about? And also like that didn't
QuickTime player.
happen.
Quick time.
What?
Yeah, they would use QuickTime
Yep.
player or
They would use
something.
Yep.
QuickTime player. What do you mean a tape player? That's first of all. Second of all, like that didn't happen, and it's not like one person asked, and it's not like only I got asked. Like Emily also got asked by
No,
multiple.
today it was worse with the Blake that someone said, is this true? It has 7 million views and it said Blake Lively caught on tape murdering autistic child in Diddy freak off tape. It and literally guys are arguing with me in my DMs and it's Maha women that are posting this. And I was like, this makes me want to drown myself in red dyes and go like kill myself in the Mississippi River because
Why red dye?
society
Oh,
is
for
so
Maha.
dumb.
Yeah, yeah. Red dye
But
because
see,
it's Maha
and
women.
it's making me now think I can't even trust like the Maha people.
Well-
I'm like, you're that gullible that you think Blake Lively was caught on camera murdering an autistic child, and they're trying to get that autism narrative in there.
I mean,
And then you don't think my big mouth is going to come out of the courtroom and make an Instagram video about that? You think I'm going to like just sit on that?
I do believe
These
it's
Maha
possible.
moms were like, well, the news never tells the truth, and it's like
Yeah.
Harvey Levin wants that to be true so he can make money.
Yeah, it is interesting. I guess it kind of goes back to the question I was asking Brianna about the discrepancy between the corporate press and independent media these days, is that the people are now so distrusting of the corporate press, and rightfully so.
Yeah, Trump kind of fucked it all up.
And it might have been on purpose. Like, that's my conspiracy theory, is like to discredit the news to then totally dissolve reality. And now you can buy into anything, which
That's
then makes
exactly
you
what's happening.
But then it makes you susceptible to anything. Like, I noticed it with Trump. You know, a lot of like before I was even like a fan of Trump, I would find myself defending him because I knew people were telling me things that were completely made up. Kind of like the things you're saying about Blake Lively, even though I think she might eat people like Chrissy Teigen. But like, I'd have to defend Trump and be like, that never happened. And then I realized the news has created caricatures of the people you hate. And once you hate the caricature, they can convince you to then believe anything about those people.
Exactly.
So that's what's
now
going
everyone
on.
hates Blake Lively, so she was
Easy.
the easiest person.
Right.
And in the comments, everyone said, "Oh, I bet Chrissy Teigen was right there with her."
Well, she probably was, but we don't know yet. We don't know. But like, why? Where are these stories coming from? Are you seeing like
These are coming from random people that aren't at the court that are just on TikTok with faceless accounts,
interesting
posting with ugly fonts, and then putting that creepy music behind it, and then it gets millions of views, and then people like Brianna and I have to combat the morons.
Yeah. It's really frustrating, and I get it's part of a machine and every man for themselves, but like when there's people who aren't even in the courtroom that get shit out before we even step out of the building, it is like, okay, like whatever you want, but it gets so frustrating.
Are they getting stuff out that they think actually happened, or are they pumping out false stuff for clicks?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
A little bit of both. They're able to get super extra sensational because they're not really attached to it. They're just seeing the outcome of being really successful in their content, and they don't have to worry about the integrity of having to look people in the fucking eye.
That's why I have more integrity because of this trial, because I have to show up to court every day and sit next to ABC and look them in the eyes and say good morning. And I don't want them to be like, oh, that's that weirdo that was talking shit on our Instagram. Like, so now I've been very careful with my reporting, just because, like you said, these people don't leave their bedrooms, so they can just write whatever they want.
You're better than me. When I was in the courtroom with Carrie Lake out in Phoenix when it was the election ballot trial, and after like day 2, ABC actually was in the room with us, and I was watching. This is why I asked Brianna that question in the first place. I was watching them say things that were totally not happening in the courtroom. Like, we were in the same room for the same amount of time. He would leave and do his talking head thing with the microphone, and he's saying stuff that just wasn't. He was just fabricating things. They might have been sending him things to say. I don't know what it was, but it was like he was from a different reality, and I was not nice. Like I started a chant outside against him. I was
So
so
you
upset.
don't like that. You don't like when the people get the facts wrong either, do you?
No, it's terrible.
But the worst part about these people is that they're hiding behind truth seeker accounts.
Yeah,
But they're pushing out lies.
I think it's a mixture.
And the problem is that we want to believe that Chrissy Teigen's eating babies because that's more exciting than thinking that she's just a bitch.
Right, and I think it's both. But
People believe people.
I think it's both. But we know
People just believe what they want to believe. So then they follow whatever news channel will just speak their own confirmation bias. I truly don't believe many people tuning into this trial are actually interested in the facts. They already have made up their mind about the outcome and they don't care. They already are like, nope, he killed Tupac, he killed Biggie, he killed Kim Porter.
Yeah.
Fuck Diddy, or they're like, free Diddy. Like they've already made up their mind.
Yeah. Are you guys getting a lot of feedback like that from people saying like, you're not giving us what we thought we would be hearing, or you're getting it wrong even though they weren't there?
I had literally someone the other day be like, I don't want to follow you because I don't want to hear any more Diddy. And I was like at my friend's like art gallery, like downtown, and someone walked in, we're just shooting the shit. She's like this young black girl, and she was like, I love what you're doing, like thank you, but like I don't want to follow you because if I hear one more Diddy thing, I'm gonna shut my phone off. And I was like, sick.
And was she coming at it from like, I don't care about Diddy because I think he's innocent, or I think he's guilty, or just not at all, don't care?
But she doesn't want to keep hearing like the news in general is so much and overwhelmingly depressing or overwhelmingly just period for her. She's like a Gen Zer, and she's like, I just don't want to hear anymore. And then, Emily's DMs are completely different where like, they're like, please more, you know?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. People want more. And I wish there was 5 of me.
What was the energy like with the kids and, being in the room? Nothing.
Weird. Like, wow, the kids are just looking, it's like they're treating it like the Met Gala. They like look stylish every day. They have their 15-second walk off leaving the courtroom, and they have a black SUV van that pulls up, and there's a camera crew inside the van, and they're obviously making a documentary or something. And then they use that 15 seconds to strut to the car every day and get their shot. The paparazzi gets their shot. And then a few times I noticed it was weird because they kept playing that Cassie assault video, and I was watching how the kids were reacting, and the kids were just like this. They were just watching the TV unfazed. I mean, they've seen the video probably a million times, but they weren't like shaking their head or anything. They were just staring at the TV, and they're just blank faces.
Wow, that's disturbing.
But then in the hallway, they were like dancing. Quincy was singing. He was going like this the other day. Quincy always looks really sharp. I mean, Diddy's not his real father, but he did raise him. Albie Shore's his father. And, a lot of people think Albie's going to testify. That's not certain either.
What about, sorry, Brianna, what were you going to say?
Quincy's like a beautiful. And then the one that King has very off-putting vibes. I mean, he's already lost his mom. Now he's like watching his dad maybe fall, maybe not. I mean,
right.
Can't imagine what that kid has running.
I feel bad for King and I think Kanye felt bad for King too. That's why he kind of took King under his wing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Kim Porter's the mom.
Mm-hmm.
And what is her deal with this? Like, wasn't there like weird theories with Kim Porter and Diddy?
Kim Porter died of pneumonia. The day that she died, Corey Gamble was photographed outside her house, just like doing some admin work. And
Corey Gamble's the
Kris Jenner's boyfriend.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry, go ahead.
So what are they saying? Is that like weird then? Are they saying this is a conspiracy theory?
Is what a conspiracy
Corey
theory?
Gamble connected to Kim Porter?
Oh, yeah. People think Corey Gamble's a fad. Kanye calls him Kanye. No one thinks him and Kris Jenner are actually in a real relationship. Also, Kim Kardashian unfollowed Diddy 24 hours before the federal raid back in March. I was the only person to catch that. And my suspicion was that it could have only been 2 possible people that tipped her off, and it would have been Corey Gamble or Lou Taylor.
Or Hillary Clinton.
I don't think Hillary's involved in this one, if I'm being honest.
No, I'm not saying she's involved. I'm just saying she knows. She gets Comey's text messages.
Diddy did a lot of vote or die in the early 2000s.
Yes,
so Hillary.
Yeah,
exactly.
I actually did a whole deep dive that I think I'm going to relink, where I discovered that the person funding Vote or Die is the CEO of Planned Parenthood.
Mm-hmm.
And
you should repost that. That's a good story.
Yeah, and I think I want to remind people of that Diddy's political affiliations flip-flop throughout the years. He actually spoke out against the Democrats and then kind of got a slap on the wrist and then was forced to apologize and then talk shit about Trump. And people don't know that or remember that, but I have all the videos on my computer. I think I'm going to put that up to remind people.
I would love to have a vote or die shirt. Where are those shirts at?
Because I think I started my article, Shane, with your quote. What was it about vote or die?
I forget. It was something about like not being surprised that the guy who said vote or die was being violent or something like that. I mean, it's a weird phrase to say to people.
Call them the vote or die rapper or something.
Yeah,
it is a crazy thing to say to someone. Yeah.
Vote or die. All right. Where do you guys think this is going? Do you think he's going to just walk? Is he going to jail? What are your predictions?
I know it's fun to predict and that's what people want, but I don't think the jury is. I think he'll get some time. I don't think he'll get hit on every single count, but I think a few of them will stick. He'll go for at least 10 to 15 years if I was going to guess.
Wow. I would agree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's clear that, I mean, I do think, okay, maybe we can all talk about this. So this woman, Capricorn Clark, said that Diddy kidnapped her. She was his assistant, and she claims that he forced her to get in a car to go to Kid Cudi's house the day that Diddy wanted to break into Cudi's house. Is that a kidnapping, or is that your boss saying get in the fucking car?
I mean, these days it's the definition of everything is so vague.
That's what I feel like is going to be. That's what it's going to come down to. I think that's what the defense is arguing.
Yeah,
is that like this person was told to get in the car. It's not like he put a body bag over her and like put her like the way they're describing it, and then when you actually hear the story, it's never as bad. Right. But she's expected to take the stand this week, so we might hear a crazier story from her.
Interesting.
Wow, I got that story wrong. I thought that they had her take Diddy to Alex Fine's house. They had her take him to Kid Cudi's house.
She was in the car in Kid Cudi's driveway while Diddy was inside, locking Cudi's dog up in the bathroom and opening up the Christmas presents that were left on the counter.
I don't know why whenever I hear Capricorn, I like suddenly have no clue what's going on. Because we've heard her a few times.
It's a crazy first name.
It's a crazy first name.
Yeah, and I don't know how I haven't even looked up if she's a Capricorn or not yet.
Yeah, we should know these things.